have the Air Force, we have one mechanized division there, we have NDA, we have Jaji, we have the Basawa, we have Depot here, and a host of others, I think the mini ones. So, but, you know, people are even asking questions. If you have all this, then why is Zaria being attacked? Because we're under siege now, as it is. There is no difference between somebody in, what do you call it, Garimahari, what do you call it, Dusan Abba or Dumbi, and somebody in this house. Because as far as we are concerned, you know, they have already entered the city. They were in the locust area, they were in Kofangan, so nowhere is safe. Zaria used to be safe haven. You know, whenever there is crisis outside, if you run into the city wall here, then you are safe. So you can see the situation we're in now. The children cannot go to school in his domain. And even the grown-ups, you are afraid. And they move freely, unchecked, because they have sophisticated weapons that nobody can dare, you know, confront them. So we're in a very difficult situation, and I think this is the best opportunity, you know, to talk to you and express our feelings. Because yesterday we had a security meeting, 3 days ago we had one. Almost every day when we sit with the gentlemen you see here, these are very senior, you know, public officers, retired, you know, people. Some of them, you know, in other security services. So, but, you know, we're vulnerable. Honestly, this is all I can say. And to stay in this perpetual, you know, fear for a long time is not good for us, for all of us. We know how much you've been doing, and we appreciate you, and we still hope. You are our last hope. On Friday, I had to speak to, you know, the public, the mosque there, you know, for people to start, you know, taking care of their neighborhood. Otherwise, you know, we'll just continue, you know, relaxing, and before we know it, they strike. That's it. I'm so glad, you know, that you have mentioned one of the key issues affecting us here, the limited, you know, number of personnel that you have all, you know, mentioned. The police commissioner has said something very strategic, you know, that is the co-opting the vigilantes, the credible ones. Even this morning, I was at 6:30, I was with the commander of Cadvis, Galadima. He's right behind there. He has always been very vigilant, you know, supporting the system. And then equally, we had security meeting yesterday, and even last week when the breach, you know, happened at the Polytechnic, Dusan Abba, and then the Polytechnic, and then yesterday again, unfortunately, the hospital there. So we've been meeting over time, almost all the time with your, you know, lieutenants here. But we realize so many things, you know, they have very limited equipment, as you have all, you know, confirmed. And then secondly, you know, the manpower issue is a huge challenge, and that was why we're all of the opinion that, you know, we have to embark on neighborhood watch, of which everybody, you know, is now participating across, you know, the city of Zaria.
On the 8th of this month, I was with the Inspector General of Police, and to solicit for more equipment and logistics to enable us of great security in Kaduna, in entirety, Kaduna State, and then Zaria Emirate in particular. And I want to appeal to the Emir of Zazzau that the security agencies are not many, and we want the Emir of Zazzau to give us his best so that we'll be able to form vigilante, not repentant criminals. Because when they give a repentant criminals instead of assisting or solve the problem, they may end up exacerbating the problem. I think your Royal Highness can be rest assured that we are going to put in our level base to ensure that security is upgraded, to ensure that lives and properties of Zazzau Emirates are protected, and by extension, the entire state at large.
We are deeply pained by what is happening in Kaduna State here. The Chief of Army Staff himself was the GOC here not long ago. The present GOC too have served severally in these general areas. And this is not how we know Kaduna State to be. We have spoken about our constraints, which the Chief of Army Staff is very particular about. The shortage of manpower has been mentioned by the Commissioner, but then because of the importance of Kaduna State, and like the Chief is taking this axis now as a second front like the Northeast. He's taking it seriously now like the Northeast, because it's okay, the Northeast will be able to make some gains here. The guys have moved this other way now. So we want to block the Northeast now and then move them up forward and finally destroy them. Let them go to wherever they have come from. That is why all the units in these areas now that are having shortage of manpower, especially for demonstration battalion in Jaji, they have over 300 men in the Northeast. These recruits that passed out recently, just last week, 2 weeks or so. The Chief of Army Staff have said that all their men from 4 Demo Battalion, that's over 300, will be, he gave them those number of men, they are on pass now. So when those ones come back, they will go to the Northeast and relieve those hardened fighters to come back to Jaji. And when they come from Jaji, from this Igabi area, Zaria area, we'll be able to push them out. We have dealt with them severally in that general area of Shikun, and that we'll see that the action is coming this way now. So by the time these guys come from Jaji, and some that he has given to me, the Chief of Army Staff and the JC, we're able to deal with them decisively. And again, there are some equipment the Chief of Army Staff have promised, which were lacking before. When those things come out, especially armored fighting vehicles, like I should mention that, the soldiers will be bold enough to stand behind those vehicles. We'll move forward, whichever forest, they will be confident to move in there and deal with them decisively. Let's just pray that, sir, we get those things we're talking about and these men. I assure you that Kaduna State will come back to its glory.
And the purpose of our coming is to commiserate with the Emirate over the unfortunate incident that happened that led to the death of one student at NUHU BAMALLI Polytechnic. One other student was injured. Along the line, 2 lecturers and unspecified number of students were kidnapped. While we are working very hard, Your Royal Highness, we also experienced another incident in the Emirate, to be specific around the Kofan Agayan axis, where a number of your subjects were equally kidnapped. Your Royal Highness, you may wish to know that in the 12 local government areas that covered the Zazzau Emirate, the armed forces, the police, the DSS, and other security agencies are working in these 12 local government areas. If you look at it from Igabi local government, from Sabon Birni, we have troops there, up to Jura, up to Rigasa, Naria, Dumbi, Kirawa general area, and other locations around Birni. The troops in Kirawa came under attack sometimes, and in view of some consideration, there were some changes that we are made, which I will not be able to talk about it here. But I want to assure you that the troops of the Nigerian Army are working around the clock in Igabi local government. The presence of the Nigerian Air Force is also significant in Igabi local government. The same thing with the DSS and the police.